My name is Tjibbe Bosman of the Foundation for Auditing Research, and I'm excited to be here today with Professor Anne Vanstraelen of Maastricht University and the University of Antwerp. Anne, you're here to tell us a little bit about the project you did with your co-authors. Could you tell us where the project is about?
Certainly. So the goal of our project is actually threefold. So first of all, we want to investigate the effects of professional skepticism on audit process and audit outcomes by considering simultaneously the role of individual traits and situational factors which affect the psychological state of individuals. Second, while previous research has mainly looked at individual auditors, we want to investigate to what extent professional skepticism is a team-level factor. In other words, does the combination of professional skepticism of the team members matter? Mm-hmm. And third, we want to improve our understanding of the consequences of professional skepticism. And for example, what elements of the audit process are most affected by professional skepticism, and how does professional skepticism affect the efficiency and the effectiveness of the audit?
So with me is Kris Hardies, professor at University of Antwerp. Kris, can you tell me what is the relevance of the project for academia, but also for practice?
Well, I think the main key takeaway from our project so far is that professional skepticism really is the result of personal traits of people and situational characteristics. And in terms of situational characteristics, we see, for example, that the way that people are evaluated within their firm really matters. Whether they feel supported by the partners in their firm to act professional skeptic. And in that respect, it's interesting to note that we do see that most of the people in our research indicate that they do feel supported to act professionally skeptic. Even in very tough situations where there's a conflict with the client, most people indicate that they do feel supported by the partners in their firm to act professional skeptic. On the other hand, we do see also that professional skepticism gets impaired when there's a lot of work, when there's a high workload, when there's people experiencing time pressure. And we do see that most of the participants in our research indicate that they actually think that they have too much work to do, there's too much time pressure, there's not enough people working on the engagements that they are working on to actually be sufficiently professional skeptic.
Who is most skeptical on an audit team?
It's a very good question. If you look at it, it's very clear that audit partners are the most skeptical people in the audit firm. And then it's basically rank-based, so partners are the most skeptical, junior people are the least skeptical people. And by itself, that's a good observation, because we also see that, well, it's the partner skepticism that has the most impact on the audit process. We look at what we call moral courage, and it's the willingness of the partner to act on skeptical findings, and there we really see that that's where the partner comes in. The willingness to act skeptical, that's really driven by the partner, while the manager plays a bigger role in being skeptical, detecting stuff, and that is the partner that really needs to act on that. So that's also clearly something that's interesting for practice, of course, because that might have implications for how you're going to compose things. It's not just it might not just be that putting together all the most skeptical people is going to give you the best audit. It might really matter combining the right people in the team to have the best audit eventually.
So how can audit professionals be more professional skeptic and improve audit quality?
Well, I think, like I said earlier on, it's very clear that situational characteristics matter a lot. So I think a very huge role that audit firms have to play is create the right environment. Make sure that the incentives are right, the learning culture within the firm is right, the tone at the top is really supporting and support on and so on. So that's environment, creating the right environment is definitely something that the firms can manage or that the firms really need to manage themselves. On the other hand, of course, we know that the people and their traits matter. So of course, that's a little bit harder for the firms to manage. But of course, they do decide who they select and who they promote within their firm. So they do have some way to leverage on that by, of course, selecting the right people for their firm and promoting the right people with the right characteristics higher up the hierarchy. So I think those are the two main areas where the firms really can leverage on this research.